So this weekend, I'm gonna be shooting an interview, but it's not just any interview, it's with someone I grew up watching as a kid. The main thing here is that I need to get a small setup that I can test, make sure it looks good. So the best thing I can do is do some research ahead of time and kind of get a feel for the rooms that they have here and what might be in the room. Here we go, it's a twin room. Guess it's not gonna be that. Obviously, you know, we could get a really small room, which would be obviously a bit more of a challenge. All the rooms seem to have the same sort of design when it comes to that wall. They have the curtains, they have 2 lamps either side. Is this guy gonna have the king deluxe pitch view room with balcony? Man, I hope so. The larger the room, the easier this will be. So the light I'm gonna be using is the Ciru C150X. This is a 150 watt bicolor light. It comes with this, which is pretty awesome. This is basically a handle attachment, but it's also the battery. So I'm gonna do some tests of how long this lasts. Obviously, I'm gonna do some tests of how this looks as well. Plus we have the softbox. Again, more on all this stuff later. So I think I'm gonna do some tests. So quick disclaimer, Ciru sent me this light. It's not paid, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of this company. I already own one of their tripods. They make great gear, so I was happy to try out the light, and it made sense for the project and the situation as well. So the great thing about this light is that you can use it handheld. Here I'm walking around the subject to see where the light looks best. I'm looking to see what the light's doing to the background and the subject, how much the subject is being lit, the distance, and so on. Once I found the position I like, I set up another stand and screwed the base of the light to the stand. Just to note, the base of the battery features a 1/4 inch and a 3/8 inch screw mount. I'm using a 5-in-1 reflector for the diffusion as it's quick to set up and pack down. So I want to get the diffusion as close to the subject as possible whilst being out of the frame. So as you can see here, I'm getting that diffusion literally on the edge of frame. By having it as close to the subject as possible, it will give me the softest light that I can get for this shot. My second and last light is the Zhiyun CM15. I'm placing this inside of the lamp as it will give me full control over color and brightness. The last thing I'm going to do is increase the contrast on the right side by putting up some negative fill. Here's before and after. The difference is small, but I prefer it. I'm also going to shoot a second camera, close up of the subject for any emotional moments. One tip to keep in mind here is the never let the nose break the cheekbone rule. Looks much better. I'm also testing out the Ciru app. This honestly is the best lighting app I've used. Most LED lights nowadays come with an app. This app picked up the light immediately as soon as I opened it, and the connection is great, so a 5-star on the app. So just to recap, we have the key light, the camera, the diffusion, the negative fill, and the second light, the Zhiyun CM15. This is all the gear I'll be packing for this trip. I'll put links to everything in the description below. Gear. He's got some gear. Should be on the left, yeah?
Yeah.
Come on. I just got to check this is not in the shot. Yeah, so you want to tell me how far I can get before this comes in the shot?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's in the shot.
That's in?
Yeah.
Mess up?
That's all right, yeah.
So I'm actually using a ball mount attachment here. This allows me to have more control when angling the light's position. A really helpful tip when attaching the softbox to the light is to lay the softbox on the floor and then connect it. This makes it much easier and quicker. Cool, that's it, and then just figure out where this is going to go. So this is our final setup. You can see how close we are to our test setup, only without negative fill, as I wasn't able to clip it up anywhere in the room. And these are my camera settings. So with the final results, I'm happy how it turned out. This setup was light to travel with, quick and easy to set up and break down, provided me with good enough results for a small space. Be sure to check out the Serial website and get a 5% discount using my code. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.